So you gotta have a plan B. Always have a plan B. And a C and a D and an E. Because everything might be going good, but it can flip tomorrow. You know? Like, everybody's like, oh yeah, rents are so much cheaper than homes right now, you know? Well, if I was if I was renting properties and rents were cheaper than properties and everybody's were about, the same, maybe I talk with 5 or 10 people around me and we all increase our rents, same amount. Thing about that is everybody's like, well, I'll just move. Well, if you're out of job, or if you're between jobs, or maybe you're just not making as much as when you went into that rental property and you're living off your emergency fund, you might not be able to get into another property. And they kind of know that. So yeah, I do expect rents to go up. And then also, the end of the year, you got the credit cards. If you got a balance on a credit card, the APR on those, I expect that to go up. If everybody keeps holding the balance and holding the balance and holding the balance, why wouldn't they increase that when you have, I don't even know how much it is in credit card debt that everybody has, supposedly everybody has, in that credit card debt. So they're going to want to kick that up maybe a whole point. Maybe they kick it up a whole point this winter. And, so that goes up. And they make a couple $1 million off everybody a little bit at a time. See that going up this winter. Of course, you got your taxes and your food and the other thing. Everything always goes up, okay? Plan on it. You have to plan on it. I was planning on gas being closer. I keep looking over this deer that's like 10 feet from me. There you go, see a deer. So yeah, but yeah, I thought gas would be $5. Like, if you remember, oh God, maybe 10 years ago, it was in the fours. It was in the fours, and it was only going up. It's like $4.10, $4.20-ish for a gallon. A gallon of normal gas. Normal, like, non-ethanol gas is like $4.10, $4.20, and I'm from Michigan, so other states were higher than that. Some were like 6 and 7 at the same time. But I figured it would be in the 5s. It's in the 2s. It's at the low 3s. It's in the low 3s. So I planned on being in the 5s. So when it gets up there, when it gets into the 5s, you see stuff like somebody be driving like a big block or or just a sports car that gets like 10 miles a gallon. And I mean, they'll all of a sudden you see all these big blocks and such go up for sale. And it's like, whatever, guys. I mean, if you're not planning for this stuff, you're probably going to lose out. I mean, it might not look as bad now. Me personally, if I'm driving a big block, which I don't think I got any big blocks right now, but if I'm driving a big block, I'm planning on it. I'm planning on 8 miles to the gallon, and if it costs me like $80 to fill the tank, then it does. It's something that you plan for. You eat it up. Maybe you don't drive that. I got one right now. It's a landscape truck, and I just don't drive it because it gets such bad mileage where unless I absolutely need to drive it where I can justify driving it, it's also like a heavy 1 ton, so it's a 1 ton plus or whatever. I don't know how the heck you would say it. But it's also high insurance. So I don't drive the thing unless I need to, but I do have it for if I do need it versus renting something. But it's something that you got to plan for stuff. Stuff happens. Like, I had that trailer blowout last week, something like that. The trailer blew out, you know? I rented a trailer. I had cash to do that. I planned on stuff like that happening. And I took advantage of an opportunity because I had plans in place, you know? So it's no secret. A lot of stuff's going to hit the fan here real soon. Maybe you got to start changing things. Maybe you got to start changing things so that it's you get ready for stuff, you know? Maybe you got to start changing what you buy food wise. Maybe you got to start changing like what you do on the weekends. Maybe you got to make up another hobby. Maybe you got to get a new hobby. Maybe you got to do something where you watch normal television. I mean, if you're big into watching TV, maybe you just watch what's on normal television instead of streaming. Yeah. And, you know, I've said it before, maybe you grab a second job or even a first job if you're not able to, maybe you settle for something just to get by, get ahead, because you got to have a plan B. You got to be ready. And one of those things that I see happening real soon, and something that a lot of people aren't planning on, is rents going up, because as far as I see it, I don't see any reason why they haven't went up yet. They haven't went up because people like settled on, well, this is as much as we're going to pay. This is as much as they can charge. Well, student loans are coming in. That's going to hurt the landowners. That's going to hurt the credit cards are coming up. That's going to hurt the landowners. Everybody's bills are going to go up. Rents are going to go up too. So start planning on it before it happens, because it's going to happen. Everything goes up. Everything goes up. I mean, the only way it comes down is if you don't get as much. So, I mean, start planning on it. It's going to happen. Have a plan B, C, D, E, F, you know, right down the row. Have a good 5 or 10 different plans. Same with your job and all that. Maybe you got something on the side just in case you get fired tomorrow. You might have that thing to kind of hold you over until you can get the other thing going on. Maybe it's a part-time job that you know, still pays you like $200 a week, where that might be enough to get ahead. I mean, stuff's hard. So just go ahead and start planning for it before, you know, you're driving a car. Because if you ain't planning on it, you're driving on a car with like bald tires. Like, it'll get you around. You'll be able to drive around on those bald tires. Who knows how long? Maybe you'll make it 7 years on bald tires. Or you'll hit a nail and get a flat. And then if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for that tow bill, not ready for that tire bill, you might be in trouble. So, and that can cascade into other things. So have a plan B. Be ready. All right. See you guys.